You are watching Junk Wax Genius. It's the channel on YouTube where a grown man opens old baseball cards and talks about it. And tonight we're doing a little West Coast feed. Not enough love, in my opinion, for the West Coast time zones, Pacific time, coming to you from East Coast. I am live in North Carolina, home of Junk Wax Genius Studios. And, we're just going to do it. We're going to do some live rips of 1991 Score Series 1. We'll break it up with a little variety. We've got some other packs here that we can open as the evening goes, and we'll see what happens. So this is a live kind of spur-of-the-moment Junk Wax Genius on May 14th here in the year of our Lord. So we've got fresh box here, Nolan Ryan on the front, beautiful packaging. We'll pop it up like sports card store style. Always wanted a display of these kind of things like in my home. I thought it would be so cool to have these like stand-up things going on at my desk, kind of like looking. Well, can't maneuver the camera quite right, but you know what I'm trying to get at. All right, we've got our packs. Push those off to the side. We'll create a little space, and let's get to ripping. You are watching Junk Wax Genius. Please do like and subscribe. Every day on the main channel, we do 2 packs of Junk Wax baseball cards. I call that 1987 to 1994. And I pick those years in particular because that's the years that Will Clark is a San Francisco Giant in a lot of releases. So there you go. Opened a ton of this back in the day before I really realized that there was a difference between Series 1 and Series 2. Kind of a dumb kid, but what are you going to do? And I wondered why. I always got the same cards over and over and over and over. Well, genius. That's because half the set was in Series 1 and the other half was in Series 2. So we get Steve Avery. This would have been a nice one to get in 1991. There's Charles Nagy, Tom Edens, Alan Mills, Bobby Witt, Ken Caminiti, Mike Witt, Bob Guerin in A Cloud of Dust, featuring Kelly Gruber, Teddy Higuera, Tom Bernansky, Todd Zeal, Dwight Evans, our World Series trivia card. We're just going to kind of toss that aside. Lenny Harris. We get into these teal colored cards. Lenny Harris, Paul Ossenmacher, Mike Henneman, and Dave the Cobra Stewart. Pretty dominant for Dave Stewart. Let's see if I can get this to focus. Will it read the card for me? Will it do it? It's not working. Trust me, the guy was coming off of 4 consecutive years of 20 wins. Pretty good pitcher. There we go. 20, 21, 21, 22. Pretty good pitcher there in the late 80s into the early 90s for the dominant Oakland A's of the day. Steve Avery, Dave Stewart. Not a bad start. John Brand, 91 Score baseball is your favorite set of cards. It's one of my favorites too for sentimental reasons. John, I'm curious to know what does it for you about 91 Score that makes it among your favorites. Oh, this is always a good sign. Some of these 91 Score packs have a kind of predictable sequencing. And when we start with Ricky Henderson, odds are very good that like Nolan Ryan, Will Clark, Jose Canseco are going to be somewhere in the mix. Let's see if that holds true here. So awesome landscape card here for Ricky. There we go. Ken Griffey Jr. He was the one I failed to mention, but Ken Griffey Jr. is part of this kind of cluster of superstars that you're going to get. And there we go. There's Will Clark. And I bet Nolan Ryan. Yes. Awesome. Like predictability generally is one of my favorite things to study here. I've got some 1987 Flair that we'll go over later in the year as we work on sequencing for 87 Flair. We're also going to work on sequencing for 1992 Stadium Club. Your father bought you the complete set for your birthday one year, says John Brand. You know what? I can understand that. My first set and one of my favorite sets was 85 Tops that I got for a birthday one year. And I never looked back. There's a Julio Franco Big Head All-Star, Greg Harris, Brady Anderson, Jack Armstrong, Tom Browning. Speaking of like dominant guys of the era, Tom Browning really led a lot of those Reds teams of the late 80s, early 90s. Again, see if we get the camera to cooperate here for focus. There you go. He's pretty good. Workhorse of the Reds. There you go. They don't make guys like that anymore. World Series trivia again. There's Jeff Reardon, or Jeff Bearden, as I like to call him. Gary Mielke, Brooke Jacoby, and Rick Aguilera. But yeah, the sequencing is always great when you get the Ricky Henderson, Ken Griffey Jr., Will Clark, Nolan Ryan. I think Jose Canseco is also kind of party to that little cluster of guys you can get in these blue cards to help start off your 91 score. And you know what? I hope that's not the last time we see this in this box. We're going to continue on, though. Let's see what else we get. Robbie Alomar would have been a nice one to get in 1991. Dave Stieb, Kevin Gross. Dave Stieb, one of the quiet all-stars, not super dominant in the time, like at the same level that Roger Clemens was, but I mean, especially playing for the Blue Jays of the day, to be able to win 17, 17, 16, 16, 17, 18 games of that ERA over 11 years there of 3.3. One of the better right-handers, I think, is kind of understating what Dave Stieb was able to do for his career. There's Kevin Gross, Jack McDowell, the pride of Stanford, Rondell White, Cecil Fielder, big head all-star, Bobby Witt, K-Man, Ken Caminiti, Rifleman, Frank Tanana, or Frank Banana for my kids, Brian Harper, Franklin Stubbs, Kent Herbeck, more World Series trivia, Tom Niedenfuhr, Ken Oberkfell, Greg Gagne, and Roberto Kelly. All right, we'll take Roberto Alomar. You know what? We'll even put Jack Morris in the pile. Why not? Or Jack McDowell, I should say. Jack Morris, too. Why not? On to our fourth pack. Two packs a day on the regular channel. Going a little crazy here. Hey, Dewey's here. Hello, Dewey. Thanks for joining the live stream. Kind of a last-minute thing. Figured I'd go ahead and rip some packs here of 91 score. We got Bill Spires, Lee Smith. He's in the Hall of Fame. John Kruk, Mike Jackson, Mickey Morandini going up for that ball at second. Dan Smith, Ken Griffey Jr., Big Head All-Star. Excellent. And I'll go nicely with our base card there. Fred McGriff, Master Blaster. Neil Heaton, Paul O'Neill, Mark McGuire. These black border cards, though, I'm telling you, pack fresh does not always mean mint condition, especially if you are one of the grading services. It's tough to get these in perfect condition. But as we like to say on the channel, PC, not PSA. Where were we? Jerry Don Gleaton, one of my favorite guys to get in Donruss, just for the reminder that his full name is Jerry Don Gleaton. Phil Stevenson, Alan Anderson, Pedro Guerrero, and Don with two N's, Paul with two L's. Yeah, love that McGuire too. Just a beast of a guy. All right. Continue on. We'll pull it out of these plastic wraps. And we get Mark Langston, Lee Guterman, Johnny Ray, Lance Parrish with the Angels. Kind of jarring to not see him as a Tiger, but, you know, we move on. Steve Howard. There's Mickey Morandini again. Dan Smith. I hope I'm saying that name right. Dan Smith. Another Ken Griffey Jr. Big Head All-Star. That's two in 5 packs. All right. That's the way this is going to go. That's the way this is going to go. Jeff King, Kurt Young, Kent Anderson, Bob Ojeda, our trivia card, Roy Smith, Craig Biggio, terrific. There's Jeff Bearden again, and Gary Mielke again. All right, so we're already starting to get some doubles here. Not super crazy about that, but I mean, you get two big head Griffey's in 5 packs, and I'm doing all right. I'm not going to complain about that. Maybe we'll get that Griffey, Clark, Ryan run again, and it'll be fun for everybody. We got Todd Stottlemyre, Paul Molitor going up for that pivot, Mike Scott, Chris Bosio, Todd Van Poppel. There we go. There's one. Mark Newfield, David Cohn, Mark Langston, Rob Deere, Mike Boddicker, Marty Barrett, Gary Gaetti, Kirby Puckett, Jeff Robinson, Tom Gordon, and Willie Randolph. Lance Parrish spent 2 mediocre seasons on the Phillies. I forget about that. I always think of him just as a pure Tiger. He's a Tiger in my memory, and that's the way I choose to keep him. Let's keep on going. We did find Todd Van Poppel. I found all the Todds in one of the shorts that I did today on YouTube. Go back and check that out if you haven't had a chance yet. We've got Jim Leyritz, John Burkett, Scott Radinsky, Lee Stevens, Ozzie Canseco. All right. Anthony Telford, Rafael Navoa, Chuck McElroy, Mike Devereaux, Gerald Clark, Charlie Hayes, Mike LaValliere, World Series Trivia, Jeff Montgomery, Eric Anthony, Carlos Quintana, and Steve Balboni. John Brand says, as a Phillies fan, he forgets about those Lance Parrish seasons too. It's funny how some like star guys go to a new team and just kind of fade away. I'm thinking about the season Keith Hernandez spent on the Cleveland Indians. We've got Charles Nagy. I think we've opened Charles Nagy before already in this rip. Tom Edens, Alan Mills, Tim Drummond, Rob Dibble, one of our K-men, Sean Dunston, a rifleman, Tim Tuffle, the unexpected landscape card there for Rance Mullenix. All right. There's Kevin McReynolds, Lance McCullers, Mackie Sasser, Lester Lancaster, Eric King, another great landscape card. You know I love these. Alvaro Espinoza. Alvaro Espinoza. All right. Jim Acker and Mike Greenwell. Yeah, all the Todds in one of the shorts that I did earlier today. I think it might have been Upper Deck, where I got like 3 Todds, including Todd Van Poppel. There's Scott Radinsky, John Tudor, Greg Olson, the catcher, not Greg Olson, the relief pitcher, Sean Bosky, Rondell White, Cecil Fielder, Bobby Witt again, Ken Caminiti again. That might be the 3rd or 4th time we've seen him today. Marquise Grissom, Gary Reedus, Jay Bell, Greg Maddox, beautiful. We'll put him on top for a moment here. World Series Trivia, Mike Fitzgerald, George Bell. Is he calling a shot? Is he asking for appeal at first? What is he doing there? What is George Bell doing? Kirby Puckett again, and Jeff Robinson. All right, we got Greg Maddox to go with our second Kirby Puckett of the afternoon or the evening, depending on your time zone. Nice. Always good to see Greg Maddox. Hard to remember, he lost 14 games in his second season before really starting to turn it around. There you go. Greg Maddox, the professor. No, is he the professor or is he the bulldog? I get him and Oral Hershiser's nicknames confused. I think Greg Maddox was the professor. I don't know. Genius is just the channel name. It has actually nothing to do with the actual content. All right, Nolan Ryan. It's our second Nolan Ryan of the afternoon, and we're just a few packs in. Let's see, do we get Robbie Alomar behind him again? Nope, but we do get Jose Canseco behind him. Ozzie Guillen, John Franco, Kevin Mitchell, Jesse Barfield, Von Hayes, Dan Petrie, Sammy Sosa, horizontal, Landscape style. Cool. Jeff King, a little confirmation there that Maddox is the professor. Thank you, John Brand. I appreciate that. Kurt Young, Kent Anderson, Hojo, Howard Johnson, Greg Ketteray, Rob Murphy, and Ken Caminiti again. We are just running through some of these stars just over and over and over and over. And you know what? I'm not going to complain. If I get, I've already got 2 Nolan Ryans. I've got 2 Kirby Pucketts. If this box is going to bear this kind of fruit, I'm here for it all night or until packs run out. There's Mark Langston, Johnny Ray again, Lee Guterman again, and Lance Parrish again, Carl Everett, Ozzie Guillen, the Big Head All-Star, Kevin Mitchell, Jesse Barfield, Jonathan Wanchuk. Yes, live. It's Junk Wax Genius Live. We're up late tonight doing a West Coast feed, starting it at 11 o'clock Eastern, 8 on the West Coast. I think too often, Frank Tanana, Brian Harper, too often I schedule them for like convenient times for me out here on the East Coast instead of convenient times for viewers out West. So figured I've got nothing pending in the morning. Another Ken Caminiti. I need a Ken Caminiti tally. I think that might be 4 of him so far today, not counting like the Rifleman card. All right, we're gonna break up this. We're gonna have a little variety. We'll do some 88 tops. There's 15 bubblegum cards. If you are subscribed to the channel, you know. If you're not subscribed, please do for this kind of wisdom. The cards are not made of bubblegum. They are made of cardstock. Do not try to chew the gum or the cards. Don't put either of them in your mouth at this point. I'm not going to do it. I mean, the gum looks just crumbled in my fingers. I'm not putting that any closer to my mouth than that is. Oh, don't get ahead of me, but I just saw something cool. Do lives include any checklist readings? We'll see. We'll see. I might need to get a beverage before I begin one of those. There's Danny Jackson, Pete Rose, manager card. That's cool. Joel McKeon, Chris James, Gary Lucas, Cecilio Guante, Bob Forsch. There's Mark McGuire, the Topps All-Pro rookie, his trophy card. Pascual Perez, Fred Tolliver, looking just thrilled to be on a baseball card. Scott Fletcher, Brad Arnsberg, George Frazier. I don't think that's the George Frazier I was thinking of. Alfredo Griffin, and Bill Long. We'll take a look at this McGuire. This is the All-Pro rookie as opposed to the 87 Topps. If this live stream is teaching me anything, it's that I need to upgrade my camera. I can see with my naked eyes that he had those 49 home runs in 87. We all knew that. Very worthy of the Topps All-Pro rookie designation. And then Pete Rose, here's the thing. The checklists, I think, in 88 Topps are all on the back of the manager cards. So if I'm going to read a checklist out of 88 Topps, it's coming straight off the manager card. And I can't get it to focus. Not quite legible. That's my excuse. That's my excuse, and I'm going to stick to it. We'll do a couple more 91 score before we break up the monotony again with a little more variety. We will have some sort of East Coast, West Coast feud. You know what? I hope not. I mean, I'm here for time zone convenience, and that's it. I live in North Carolina, and I'm more than happy to stay up late if it means that viewers on the East Coast or the West Coast can watch some of this. There's a Nolan Ryan highlight card. Nice. 300 career wins. Good for him. Junior Noboa, Jamie Moyer, early in his career. Chris Hoyles, Bobby Bonilla, Eddie Murray. You know, we like to call him Two Hats here on the channel because he wears a baseball cap under his batting helmet. It's my little nickname for Eddie Murray, old Two Hats. Kurt Stillwell, love the athleticism. Randy Johnson, always an awkward photo of a very frightening man. Not going to be scared of that guy, though. There's Senior Smoke, Juan Berenguer. O-Pee-Chee McDowell getting out of the way of a pitch. I hope that's what he's doing. Eric King and Alvaro Espinoza again. Alvaro Espinoza. Yeah, those checklists, they're too short. You gotta watch the main channel for the longer checklist readings where I spend I spend way too much of everyone's time reading a checklist of baseball cards. Like 3 minutes of your life you'll never get back. Tim Leana, Dave Hollins, Hector Villanueva, Carlos Baerga, Carl Everett again, Ozzie Guillen again, Kevin Mitchell, Jesse Barfield, Kevin McReynolds, Lance McCullers, Mackie Sasser, Les Lancaster, Dave Schmidt, Mickey Hatcher, Dave West, and Kenny Rogers. All right, Kenny Rogers, relatively early in his career. Hadn't quite become the lights out ace that he would become for the Rangers. Top left-handed reliever in the Rangers bullpen. The lack of focus here is frustrating, and I apologize for that. I will we'll upgrade the camera here as the channel grows, as we're able. But trust me, Kenny Rogers not quite the superstar that he would become in the next 2-3 seasons. All right, we're gonna do open packs, but read the fullbacks of every card one at a time. Oh boy, I got to sleep sometime tonight. George Jetson says he opened some of that 91 O-Pee-Chee. Yep, in the main channel, we opened some 1991 O-Pee-Chee. He opened tons of that, Canadian spelling of tons, as a kid. You know what? I think I've only ever opened that one pack so far of 91 O-Pee-Chee. So there will be more to come, trust me. More to come. I've got a couple of other years of O-Pee-Chee to open and to share on the channel, and we'll get to that. I do appreciate when it's fun for me as well when it's some novelty, something new, something different. In the subject of things that are very familiar, let's do some 92 Donruss. This is Series 1, comes in the blue bag, and also includes puzzle pieces. The last year or the last segment that Donruss had to include puzzle pieces. Series 2 of Donruss 92, no puzzle pieces. How about that? So maybe the Rod Carew puzzle is a little harder to complete because you only get it in Series 1. I don't know. Jeff Treadway, Jesse Barfield, Daryl Kyle, rest in peace, Daryl Kyle, Kelly Downs, Jim Eisenreich, Mike Gardner, Mike Jeffcoat, Bernie Williams. That's an odd picture. Okay, right out of the box. Mike Moore, Scott Ruskin, Rich Rodriguez, Gilberto Reyes, Todd Froworth and his weird delivery. It's always nice to see guys with weird deliveries getting pictured doing them that way and not just like, standing in front of the screen at batting practice. Orlando Merced and Scott Bankhead. Like, this is the equivalent of seeing Julio Franco at bat. Just weird. All right. There was some 92 Donruss action. One of my favorite sets of all time for, I guess, sentimental reasons. Ripped a lot of that when I was a kid. 7 shipper rookies out of the O-Pee-Chee. Is that out of the O-Pee-Chee, George, that you're talking about? 7 shipper rookies from the 91 O-Pee-Chee. They're beautiful cards. I love how crisp and white the backs are of the O-Pee-Chee cards as opposed to the regular Topps print runs. Chris Bosio again, Harold Reynolds, Doug Jones, the man who made such an effort out of throwing like 75 miles an hour. John Farrell, Benny Santiago, Al Newman, Steve Fry, Darrell Irvine, rookie prospect. There's Darren Dalton, Marquise Grissom, Gary Redus, Jay Bell, Greg Gagne again, Roberto Kelly, Kevin Romine, and Scott Bradley. I bet I kind of wish those 91 O-Pee-Chee's said O-Pee-Chee on the front instead of just repeating the Topps logo. That for me was kind of disorienting. I like that the the O-Pee-Chee cards that I have from other years say O-Pee-Chee on the front, and I don't mind that. I like it. Tim Drummond, Kent Merker, Keith Hernandez. Here's the guy. I wasn't sure if he was in Series 1 or Series 2 of this year, but a very forgettable season with the Indians. In the twilight of a magnificent career. There you go. that about sums it up. The twilight of his magnificent career for Keith Hernandez. At least he got to wear a cool-looking Indians uniform. I like the racing stripes that they have echoed in their new City Connect uniforms that just got announced or released for public view a few days ago. The shoulder and the side racing stripes, a nice feature, in my opinion, from those 80s into early 90s Indians unis. There's Randy Milligan, Todd Hundley, Mike Benjamin, Rafael Valdez, Carl Rhodes, Barry Bonds, and Bobby Bonilla right behind him. I wonder if that's going to be part of the sequence. We'll keep an eye on that. If if we get like this Griffey, Clark, Nolan Ryan, Roberto Alomar sequence, if it's always Bonds and Bonilla, how funny would that be? There's two hats, Eddie again, Kurt Stillwell, Bruce Hurst, Jesse Barfield, Jeff Montgomery, and Eric Anthony. Ooh, Rifleman insert cards. Oh, yeah, they may not do that anymore, Jonathan. I think that, and no pun intended, that might be a trigger phrase. I don't know. Jeff Blauser, Kevin Tapani, Dave Justice, nice one to get in 1991, Rick Parker, Alex Fernandez, Jose Canseco, would have got people excited in 1991. There's Bobby Bonilla's Master Blaster. Bobby Thigpen sets the save record. Tom Browning again. Jeff Pico. Dave Smith. Steve Wilson. Gary Pettis. Dave Magadan. Howard Johnson, and Greg Cadaret. We'll do, let's break it up again. Let's do a pack of 93 Donruss Series 2. John Brand says they shouldn't have changed their name from Indians to Guardians. Well, I can understand why they did it, but different opinions, different reasons. I can understand the arguments for both. All right, we'll talk about these. We got Terry Leach, Chipper Jones, rated rookie. Is this his rookie card? Maybe, maybe not. It says rated rookie on it, so I'm going to count it. There's Jim Eisenreich again, Tom Henke, Derek Bell. Awkward photo there for Joe Oliver. I hope whatever he was doing, he was successful. Bob Milacki, Rob Murphy, Greg Perkle, rated rookie. Andre Scalaraga, Milt Hill, Joe McGrain, Eric Davis, awesome, and Mike Benjamin. George says, George Jetson would have went with the Spiders as the nickname. Definite historic precedent there for the Cleveland Baseball Club to use Spiders as their nickname. Creepy mascot, though. Like, I'm kind of glad they didn't, because I didn't want to have that on a hat or a jersey. There's Eric Davis with the Dodgers. Injury shortened his career, but would have been a monster. All right, Eric Davis. Why not? I'll put him up there. One of my favorite guys from the late 80s, Eric Davis. All right, let's get back to the 91 score, Series 1. Joe McGrain had a Bowman photo in Donruss. Let's go back and investigate that claim. Joe McGrain. Was he in this? Yep, there it is. Good call. Yep, the comment is Joe McGrain had a Bowman picture, a Bowman photo in Donruss. He did. Boring. Just look at the camera. No action. No shutter speed. Boring as hell. All right, on to the featured attraction here, our 91 score. Jose Canseco again. Ozzie Guillen, right behind him, John Franco, Rob Dibble, Ramon Martinez. There's our first, I think that's our first Bo Jackson rifleman. Nice. There's Eric Bonk, Tony Fernandez, Jeff Pico again, Dave Smith again, Steve Wilson, Jeff Musselman, Mark Carrion, Cecil Fielder, Danny Gladden, and Mel Hall. We're just rocking through the 91 score. Thanks, everybody, for being here, being a part of the live rip. Doing it for the West Coast tonight, a little later than usual, but why not, you know? I figure there are collectors out west, too. Why not? Dickie Thon, Brian Harvey, Jim Abbott. Nice card there for Jim. Greg Swindell, Ken Griffey Jr., Big Head, Fred McGriff, Benny Santiago, Al Newman again, Bob Welch. I think he had a second card in the set where it's just a picture of his grip. And I can't remember if that's in Series 1 or Series 2, but I'm pretty sure this was the year that he won like 1 billion games. Yeah, 27 games. And I'm pretty sure that somewhere else in this set is literally a baseball card of just him gripping, like just his fingers gripping a baseball. Am I misremembering? Harold Baines, Don Asse, World Series Trivia. There's Hojo again, Greg Cadaret, Rob Murphy, and Ken Caminiti. More Ken Caminittis. They're just stacking up. Dewey, I love Bo Jackson too. I wish he could have had a nice long, 12, 15-year major league career and played 2 sports as long as he wished. Robert Springs, hello. Thank you for joining us. Staying up late out here on the, at least late for me here on the East Coast. Dave Rigetti, Mark Langston. It's late here on the East Coast, but I understand YouTube is available to people in more than one time zone. I don't know. That's what I hear. There's Langston, Johnny Ray, Lee Guterman, Mike Witt, Bob Guerin, and a cloud of dust, Todd Hundley, rookie prospect, Mike Benjamin, Nelson Liriano, Steve Jeltz, Kevin Apier, Mike Hartley, Kevin Romine, Scott Bradley, Scott Sanderson, and Jerry Bones. John Brand kind of confirming my suspicion that Bob Welch grip card is in Series 2. I think you're right. I know I've opened a ton of it before, but I think that was when I had series confusion and couldn't quite understand why I wasn't getting any Will Clark base cards out of all the Series 2 packs that I was buying when I was a kid. All right, we got Lance Parrish, Steve Sachs, Alan Trammell, nice. Tim Raines, cool. Ramon Martinez, 18 strikeouts in 1 game. Another record breaker or highlight card, Carlton Fisk, Tom O'Malley, Jeff Schultz, Jack Armstrong, Tom Browning, Jeff Pico, Dave Smith. Let's call out Dave Smith. He was the cover boy. So this box of 91 score has Nolan Ryan on the front. Do you know who was the cover boy for the for 87 Sportflix? Dave Smith. You get a box of 87 Sportflix that's going to come with a Dave Smith card on the front. How about that? Doug DeCenzo, Jeff Treadway, Rafael Palmeiro, and Mark Parent. Rafael Palmeiro. Poisoned by performance-enhancing drugs. What are you going to do? Could have been a great one. We'll do. Let's do a 90 score. 90 score is the one with the Bo Jackson card. We're talking about how great a player Bo Jackson could have been. 90 score is the one with the Bo Jackson shoulder pads card, that black and white one that was immortalized as a poster. That I don't know. I can't be the only one that had that poster. Leave a comment if you had that Bo Jackson shoulder pads poster in your bedroom too. We've got Melito Perez, Jose De Leon, Tracy Jones. MVPs. Who won the National League MVP in 1987? I should know this. Oh, it was Andre Dawson. All right. I did not, in fact, know that. I just would have been conjuring it from thin air. There's Wade Boggs with a highlight card. I think the highlight is probably like most chickens consumed. No. 200 hits. 7 seasons with 200 hits. Wade Boggs, record breaker. Jose Rio, Tim Tuffle, Tim Leary, all the Tims. Dave Spaghetti, Lance McCullers, Bill Ripken, not a bat handle in sight, so safe play there. Glenn Wilson, John Smiley, Mike Davis, Ryan Sandberg, he had a highlight himself. His highlight, let's see. Ryan rips a record. 90 games in a row without an error at second base. So it's not just offense, friends. Defense wins ball games too. There's Tim Jones continuing our Tim streak, and Curt Schilling rookie card with the Orioles. Curt Schilling, 1990 rookie. All right, how about that? Jonathan says his wife has the Bo Jackson poster in her bathroom. Oh, interesting. Okay. Very funny. Jonathan Wadchuk, my wife has the Bo Jackson poster in her bathroom, actually. All right. RK, hello. Hello back to you, sir. I may be mispronouncing Dave Smith. I've been working on that. The first 100 or so episodes of this channel, I was as bad or worse than our friend Rob Opens Wax at saying names. And I've improved, I think, over the most recent 100 or 300 or so episodes. But Dave Smith, I don't know, always a tongue twister. Harold Reynolds, Doug Jones again, all the effort in the world into throwing very slowly. John Farrell, Mookie Wilson, John Moses, Otis Nixon. That is an actual picture of Otis Nixon and not Alex Cole. Our first dream team, shirtless Jose Canseco. We'll acknowledge that, but we're going to cover it up. Another poster for for Mrs. Wanchok. Here, I'll send that one to you, Jonathan. You can hand it off to the wife. There's Mike Bordick, Robin Ventura, Rafael Ramirez, Ramon Martinez, Brian Holman, Gino Petrali, Sean Dunston, one of the riflemen, Alejandro Pena, and Luis Salazar. Oh, Rob Opens Wax is here. Hey, Rob. All in good fun. She has the Canseco poster too. Jonathan, I might have bad news for you. I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but I might have bad news for you. There's Steve Sax and good old, what's his name? He wore number 33 for the Athletics. He went 40-40. He was one of the Bash brothers. He had a twin brother named Ozzie Canseco. It'll come to me. There's Alan Trammell again. Excellent. Tim Raines. Those guys seem to be back-to-back in these packs. Tony Phillips, Fred McGriff, Benny Santiago, Al Newman again, Steve Fry, Mark Portugal, the man, Dwight Smith, Omar Vizquel with the Mariners before he Wally pipped his way out of into the Cleveland lineup and permanently erased Felix Fermin from Cleveland memory as the shortstop. Stan Javier, our trivia card. There's Brooke Jacoby, Rick Aguilera, Mark Carrion, and Cecil Fielder again. All right, we'll break it up again. We've got some 1993 Donruss Series 1 this time. We did some Series 2, and we found that Bowman pick of Joe McGrain. Bowman picks, if you're not familiar with the term, that's when a photographer is just lazy and tells a guy to stand there and just smile for the camera. We saw that for Joe McGrain a few minutes ago. Let's see if there's more Bowman picks in 1993 Donruss Series 1. We've got Kevin Brown when he was lights out by this point as a starter for the Rangers. You got to trust me, even though the camera's not focusing here. 21 games. You got to trust me. Rafael Palmeiro again, a couple of stars there for the Texas Rangers that season. Chris Colon, more Texas Ranger hits. Bill Kruger, Bill Doran. A little bit of bricking, a little bit of sticking. We don't want to gloss over Terry Jorgensen. Oh, Rob opens wax. Thank you. That's my first one ever. You gotta break the seal sometime, and I really appreciate it, Rob. Thank you. Mark Clark, Randy Velarde, Greg Harris, Billy Ashley, Bobby Alaya, Jay Bell, Dan Wilson, and Tony Gwynn. Excellent. Tony Gwynn rocking the Oakleys. Gorgeous card. I don't know if I've ever found that before. Jonathan Wanchuk, $10. Whoa, what is going on? What is happening? You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to reach behind me. We're going to pause for just a moment. I'm going to reach behind me and we're going to do some Flair. In recognition and appreciation, let's do a nice box here. Find one that I haven't opened yet. When I open them, I put them back in the box for storage. So I guarantee you this is going to be one that's unsealed. But I do have to get got to get out the scissors because this guy is impossible to open with your bare hands. Flair, behind like 9 layers of insulation and protection. Let's see if we can do this gently and not rip the thing to shreds. There we go. All right. In like slack-jawed appreciation of my first 2 super chats, Rob Opens Wax and Jonathan Wanchuk. Thank you, gentlemen. I do appreciate that. Barry is here. Nice to see you, Barry. All right, let's do the Flair 93 Premier Edition. The outside protects the middle. The middle protects the inside. So many layers, but no bricking, no sticking. Gorgeous cards. We've got Lee Smith. There's Dave Stewart. We talked about how Dave Stewart was just lights out for the A's in the late 80s, early 90s. Here he is with the Blue Jays. Dean Palmer, a home run machine for the Texas Rangers. Nice. Let's see. I'll flip a couple of these over. Hold on to your wigs and keys. We're flipping them over. There's a wave of the future. Tim Salmon. They got that one right. Tim Salmon, our wave of the future here in Flair. Billy Hatcher. There's Greg with 3 Gs total. Olson, the relief pitcher, not the catcher. Don Mattingly. Oh, sick. We're gonna try to get the camera to focus in just a minute. Bobby Bonilla, Moises Alou, and Brett Butler. I like to see him bunting, but I'll take that. But really, let's focus here on Don Mattingly. How awesome is that? What a gorgeous card. So glossy. I mean, you can see the chandelier hanging over my desk. You can see the glare from the chandelier. That's how fancy we are here at Junk Wax Genius Studios. When I do the live rips, I sit under a chandelier. Don Mattingly. How awesome. Beautiful card. The pride of Evansville, Indiana. Donald Arthur Mattingly. And one weird thing. Major League record hitting 6 Grand Slam homers in 1987. 0 for the rest of his career, as far as I know. 0. A total of 6 Grand Slams in his career, all of them in 1987. One of those weird things. Don Mattingly. Tremendous. Rob Opens Wax upping the ante. I don't have anything I don't have anything better to open. Rob, you're able to dig into wax packs from the 50s and stuff like that. Let me look behind me. Let me see what else. Oh, I know what I got. Stick with me. I did 91 O-Pee-Chee on the channel today. I got something special. Let me stand up and get that real quick. All right, we got a couple of this counts as upscale where I come from. I don't have anything from the 50s. Instead, I've got 1986 O-Pee-Chee. 86, the real one, Le Vrai. Pardon my French. Literally, pardon my French. Is that how you say it? I don't know. But we're going to open some 86 O-Pee-Chee in the live stream. We're going to take great care with the wrapper. I've promised these to Basement Card Collector. If you haven't checked out Basement Card Collector, go visit his channel. It's not so much about rips as it is like through the mail autographs and building PC card collections from local card stores. So a good friend of the channel here, Junk Wax Genius, Basement Card Collector. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, please do. I would appreciate the support to a fellow baseball card collector. So poor Tom Filer. I'm not even going to try to remove the gum, but this is stuck like glue to poor Tom Filer. See what I mean? O-Pee-Chee, branded with the right name up there in the corner instead of Topps, as opposed to the 91 stuff that I opened earlier today where it still had the Topps logo. Go figure. All right, we got Gary Maddox, Lee Lacy, Alan Trammell, fantastic. Beautiful card there. I wonder if O-Pee-Chee had better quality control in general than Topps. I don't know. It looks like a gorgeous card. And I've said it before, I just love how these are like the brighter whites, the cleaner background colors instead of looking like they're made of recycled paper. Gorgeous. Jonathan Wanchuk's killing it with the comments tonight. Basement Card Collector, not recommended for a username on a dating website, however. No, I don't think that would be very successful. I think that would get a lot of, I don't know which direction you swipe, but swipes in the wrong direction. We're going to put that Alan Trammell there in the pile. There's the immortal Lou Thornton, Brett Saberhagen, dominant picture back in the day at the old Yankee Stadium. Nice. We got Alan Ashby and Pete O'Brien. So just a general look at the quality of these cards and the way they're cut. Generally speaking, these are much better cut than 86 Topps. I wonder if that was unique to O-Pee-Chee, like their printing press was just aligned better. I don't know. But very nice. Gary Maddox, nickname was the Secretary of Defense. Okay, I got to believe you. I wasn't following much about the Phillies back in 1985, 86, but okay. I'll take your word for it. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Jonathan, for those super chats. Unbelievable. Not what I was expecting this afternoon. Yeah, John Brand, Mattingly's career derailed by injuries. There are a couple of guys like that. We talked about Bo Jackson a minute ago. My PC guy, Will Clark, probably could have played a lot longer, but just nagging injuries kept him from being able to swing the bat the way that he wanted. Rob, you missed Rob Opens Wax. You missed the comments earlier about the Bo Jackson poster and also the poster of the shirtless Jose Canseco. Somebody's wife has these as posters. I don't know. Just a thing. It's Mike Felder, Mike Stanley, all the Mikes, Chuck Finley, Cal Ripken Jr. Again, this guy's name is on the tip of my tongue. This guy's name, it's right on the tip of my tongue, and I can't think of who he is. 33 with the A's. Who? It'll come to me. It'll come to me. Don Peters, Roger Clemens, Big Head All-Star, Bobby Thigpen, Big Head, Ramon Martinez again for his 18 Ks. There's Dwight Smith, Omar Vizquel, Stan Javier, Kevin Seltzer. I know it's Seitzer, but I like to say Sid Fernandez, Steve Farr. Oh, you know what's coming. If you're subscribed to the channel, and I hope you are, you know what's coming. There's Steve Farr, Steve Neer, Steve Farr, Steve Neer. Oh, I love that joke. Oh, thank you for being here. Bill Gullickson and Mike Jeffcoat. All right, I brought it out. I'm not going to tease everybody. I brought out the 87 Donruss. I love that as a 40-cent sticker. I have no idea where this came from. I guarantee you I paid more than 40 cents for this. Rob Opens Wax dropping some knowledge that O-Pee-Chee actually used different presses. So I had no idea. You learn something new when you come hang out with Junk Wax Genius. All right, our 87 Donruss. I'm on the lookout for my PC guy, Will Clark. Also Barry Larkin, Mark McGuire, Jose Canseco. Others. Mike Morgan, Ken Gerhart, rated rookie. Jerry Bones, Jerry Willard, Alan Ashby, Frank Viola, Glenn Wilson, Jeff Sellers. Let's get a little focus here on Jerry Royster, Marty Barrett. There's Terry McGriff. Trust me, I know that the autofocus here is totally flaking, but trust me that that's Terry McGriff. Dennis Powell, Wade Boggs, beautiful. Sean Dunston, and Jackie Gutierrez. Let's see if we get the camera to snap into shape here for Wade Boggs with our 87 Donruss. Good centering, beautiful picture. Wade, Anthony Boggs, a little off center on the back, but as we say on the channel, and if you're watching at home, say it with me, PC, not PSA. I love these black bordered 87 Donruss. And impossible to find when I was a kid growing up. So they seem that much more special to me here and now today. Barry says 33 is Larry Bird. It could be Larry Bird in that picture. The 33 that we see sliding in. I don't know. I don't think it's Larry Bird though. I think it's. I think that 33 is a different guy, but I can't quite put my finger on who exactly. I can't quite. There's Kent Merker, Keith Hernandez again with the Indians. Randy Milligan, Dave Winfield, Bo Allred, Luis Sojo, Mark Whitten, rookie prospect. I forget that Mark Whitten was still a rookie in 91. David Segui, Steve Crawford, R.J. Reynolds, not the Tobacco King, John Wetland, Joey Cora, Jay Buhner, Greg Hibbard, Bill Swift, and Matt Young. We're going to keep going here with our packs of 91 score. We do have a couple other non-91 scores here. I'm going to just put them up here just in the corner of the frame. And you see anything you recognize? See anything you'd like? Rob Opens Wax, bring up NAFTA on the live stream. If anybody had Rob Opens Wax brings up NAFTA in a live stream, your bingo card has one more spot filled. Not what I was thinking would happen tonight, but I welcome the knowledge. This is great. This is why this is why people watch my channel, is for knowledge. Barry asks, did he hit a home run with his head for someone else? Oh gosh, I can't remember who that guy was. Who was it that a home run go off his head in Cleveland? Who was that? Oh, I can't remember. It'll come to me. There's Lee Stevens, Tim Leana, Dave Hollins, Hector Villanueva. Dave Hollins, a lot of real estate here devoted to the bat. Interesting choice. Hector Villanueva, Mike Witt, Bob Guerin, Todd Hundley, rookie prospect, Mike Benjamin. There's Lance Blankenship, Sweet Lou Whitaker, nice. Gary Wayne, Jeff Russell, Tom Gordon, Willie Randolph, Gino Petralli, Sean Dunston. Yeah, please, if you had NAFTA anywhere, I'm going to say if you had a NAFTA appearing anywhere on your Junk Wax Genius Live Rip bingo card, let's count it. Wherever the source was, NAFTA, count it. Rob Dibble, Wade Boggs, Cal Daniels, Ricky Jordan, Brian McRae, rookie prospect, Terry Shumpert. There's David Walsh, Jeff McKnight, and the choice these guys made with their eyeglasses and all the heat that Chris Sabo took for wearing rec specs, all these guys into the 90s wearing aviator glasses. What were they thinking? Bob Ojeda, Mark Portugal, Dwight Smith, Omar Vizquel again. There's a nice Matt Williams landscape card. I like that. I also like that there's no name on his back. Was that standard? Did the Giants not wear names on their backs? Or maybe this is like spring training and they didn't yet have the name on the back? I thought for sure the Giants' home jerseys had their last name. I don't know. Mike Pagliarulo, Hubie Brooks, and Jim DeShays. I'm going to put Matt Williams there as a reminder. All right, let's open up something different. Let's change our luck here. Let's do 88 Flair. 88 Flair. One that, again, not worth much, not much to find, but back in the day, very difficult for me to find as a young man. There's Chief Wahoo. Okay. Very difficult for me to find growing up. I could find tops everywhere. Could not find 88 Flair, and it just seemed that much more valuable, that much more special. There's Bob Welch. The O's brothers, Bill and Cal Ripken. Judicious use of photo editing there to cut the knob off of Billy Ripken's bat. I wonder why. Maybe in 88 Flair, some sharp-eyed photographer was like, oh, nope. Cut it off. And then in 89, they were just like, Al Hall, Terry Kennedy, Mike Scott, Bowman pick. Look at that shadow. Lazy. Alvin Davis. Oh, a checklist. A checklist. Do I read it? No. Maybe later. Scott Lusader. I did put it aside. I put it in a completely different pile from the others. So at a moment's notice, I could have the checklist ready. Scott Lusader, Chuck Finley and his mustache, Pete Incaviglia, Dave Dravecki, Bill Buckner, Andy Hawkins, Rich Gedman, and Sid Fernandez. Chuck Finley and his mustache. I got to say, like that era of California Angels uniforms, the Reggie Jackson, I Must Kill the Queen era, probably my favorite. I love those. 88 Flair. That could be a throwback jersey. This was when, like the White Sox started to wear the 8 men out throwbacks, and it became a big thing to wear cool throwbacks. And then, all of a sudden you could buy any jersey from any team anywhere. Let me pause for a little drink here. Leslie Nielsen, 2 thumbs up from Barry Barry. Does that count as a baseball movie? Does The Naked Gun count as a baseball movie? It features baseball. Baseball is a crucial part of the plot line, but is it a baseball movie? The lead actor pretends to be an umpire and also pretends to be an opera singer. Hey, it's Enrico Palazzo. There's Brian Harvey, There's Jim Abbott again. Great to see him. Greg Swindell and Jamie Navarro. Oh, Ozzy Canseco. He's the one that has that brother. Again, it'll come to me. Anthony Telford, Rafael Navoa, Chuck McElroy, Dan Plesac, Cousin Mickey Tetleton. Hello, Cousin Mickey. Ted Power, Lenny Dykstra, Jim Acker, Mike Greenwell, Jay Buhner, and Greg Hibbard. Yeah. Jonathan Wanchuk. Yeah, surely we can come to some agreement on who that is. Surely we can come to some agreement. Good. Well, Rob Opens Wax asks a very good question. If Naked Gun is a baseball movie, it would also have to be an opera movie too. Why not? Yes, it's an opera movie. Just like it's one of the Mission Impossibles or one of those where they have to, or James Bond or one of those where they assassinate a guy at the opera. I forget which one it is. There are more opera movies than you would think, is what I'm going to say. John Tudor, Greg Olson, Sean Bosky, Craig Graybeck, not Greg Craybeck, Jimmy Key, quietly one of the dominant pitchers of the Blue Jays team. Again with the focus. Never mind. Junior Ortiz, Thomas Howard, Darren Lewis, Jeff Musselman. It's probably Musselman, but I like saying Musselman. It sounds funnier. Gerald Perry, Carlos Martinez, Steve Finley, Rob Murphy, Ken Caminiti again, Matt Williams again, and Mike Pagliarulo. You know what? I'm starting to run low on score, so let's get some more variety in here. 87 tops. You know the story. Don't try to chew them. Thank you, Dennis Powell, for your service in absorbing the gum damage. I'm not even going to bother peeling that off. It'll do more harm than good, I'm sure. I love these cards. 87 tops, one of my all-time favorites. So much nostalgia and emotion wrapped up in getting 87 tops. There's Ozzie Guillen, Eric Bonk, Sid Fernandez, the Flying Hawaiian, Joe Price, Bill Schroeder, and his mustache, great, Tim Lawler, Jim Wolford, Blue Jays team leaders, Dave Winfield, excellent, Bill Scherr, Tom Foley. See, this is not a Bowman pick. This to me is a proto Stadium Club pick. This is a photographer saying, give me a cool pose. All it needs is like some more dramatic lighting, and that's a Stadium Club photo. Tom Foley. Jose Guzman and his mustache. Pirates leaders. BJ Surhoff. Dane Orge. And Ryan Sandberg. Ryan, I can feel it on the back, a little wax damage. Will the camera pick it up? I mean, the camera hasn't picked up anything all night. Why would it pick up? Yeah. Wax damage. Too bad. He once co-authored a book entitled Rhino. How, the guy's like 7 seasons into his major leagues and he's co-authoring books. Good for you, Ryan. All right. Let's do another one. Let's do 88 score. Kind of visible if you're the kind that likes to press and search your packs. You can see who's on the front, the back. Jonathan Wanchuk, nice strategy there. Send cards with gum attached to the no-name players when you get them for through-the-mail autographs. You know, it's a good idea. I mentioned our buddy, Basement Card Collector, and his emphasis, his real focus on through-the-mail autographs. He'll send things out, and then when they come back, he likes to mention, he doesn't just like show you what the autograph is, but say like, I sent this out on May 15th, 2021. It took them 3 years to mail this back. Meticulous in his record keeping and really fun to watch. Basement Card Collector for through the mail autograph stuff. Rob Opens Wax, good night to you. Thank you for staying up here on the East Coast. I know it's late. And I really appreciate the super chats. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Longshock, you're killing it with these comments tonight. Ryan Sandberg working on a solo book now, confident he can do it on its own. Boy, I hope so. I really hope he's grown into it after all this time. Mark Langston, there's BJ Surhoff again, Kelly Downs, Fred Manrique, Ron Darling, Tom Foley. Do I remember Yankee Stadium, August 4th, 1985? I don't. Tom Seaver, 300 wins. All right. Well, there you go. Bob Brower, Jim Sundberg, Ken Phelps, Eric Shaw, Steve Trout, Tom Pagnozzi, Darren Dalton, Ron Robinson, Chili Davis, John Farrell, and Jody Reed. So I don't know if you noticed, but going through this pack, every photo is an action shot. Every picture. I mean, even Fred Manrique is in game here. He's not like posing in front of the batting cage for the photographer. These are all in game. I mean, not really action, but action photos. I love that Score in 1988 put such an emphasis on that and not some boring, stand here and let me get your picture, please. All right, let's keep going with our 91 Score. Enough of this distraction. John Brand, one of the worst trades in Phillies history, involved Ryan Sandberg. The one that sent him to the Cubs. 4. Do you remember who was involved, John Brand? There's Dana Keeker, Oscar Azokar, Steve Avery. We started with Steve Avery. Maybe we're back into getting into that Will Clark, Nolan Ryan run again. There's Charles Nagy, Von Hayes. Speaking of awkward trades in Phillies history, Von Hayes, Dan Petrie, Brian McRae, Terry Shumpert, Steve Crawford, R.J. Reynolds, John Wetland, Joey Cora, Jeff Brantley, Paul Gibson, Lance Johnson, and Jim Eisenreich. Keep going on our 91 Score. We've got some more non-91 scores to open here. We'll get to those in a few moments. But not before we get to Mookie Wilson, Andy Hawkins, Jeffrey Leonard with the Mariners, weird, Todd Burns, Tim McIntosh, Julio Valera, Joe Gray, Rosario Rodriguez, Greg Maddux again, great, Lance Blankenship, Lou Whitaker again, great, Gary Wayne, Scott Sanderson, Jerry Bones, George Brett. I think that's the first time we've seen George Brett tonight. And Mike Heath. George Brett. Nice card there for George. Nearing the end of his Hall of Fame career. Score starting to call the shots for George Brett. Time to hang it up, big guy. If I'm not mistaken, like George Brett had baseball cards into the 1994 releases. I know he's got a 94 Stadium Club. Let's not rush the guy along, Score, nearing the end of his Hall of Fame career. Bite me, Score. Score would be like leaving notes. 1 hour and 9 minutes into his live stream. Junkwax Genius better start wrapping it up. Like starting to play me off here, getting the cane, getting the broom, starting to wave me off. Dave Winfield, Greg Myers, Dan Pasqua. There's those 8-man out throwback uniforms that really convinced Major League Baseball those things would be a hit. Todd Benzinger, Jeremy Burnitz, Lance Dixon, Sandy Alomar Jr., Glenn Davis, Master Blaster. There's Randy Johnson looking like he's short-arming it again. Dan Plesac, Cousin Mickey Tetleton. Hello, Cousin Mickey. Ted Power, Carlos Quintana, Steve Balboni, Dave Schmidt, and Mickey Hatcher. I don't know what the odds are of getting 2 Mickeys in one pack, but Boys, we did it. We did it. Wake the kids. Mickey Tettleton and Mickey Hatcher. One pack. Jonathan, I don't think I've got 4 hours in me like Rob Opens Wax did the other day. I'm going to get through this box. I'm going to open a couple more packs, and I'm going to pack it in too. 7 a.m. I've got some 93 Stadium Club that I'm waiting to crack. I bought Series 1, Series 2, and Series 3, so that'll be a future live stream guaranteed. But, sign off anytime, come back, timestamp it, hour and 10 minutes in. When it hits YouTube, you'll be able to revisit, pick up. It'll be like you never left. There's Chuck Krim, Carlton Fisk with his home run record, Tom O'Malley, Jeff Schultz, Pete Coachman. I think that might be the first time we've seen Pete Coachman in this box. Sean Abner, Brad Kuminsk, Larry Walker, before anybody knew who Larry Walker was or was going to be. But started to break out with the power there. Larry Walker, excellent. Mark Knudsen, Walt Weiss, Tim Burke, Craig Lefferts, and Tim Belcher in our 91 score. Camera's having a hard time keeping up, but we'll do our best. Let's see. All right, we've got 4 packs left of our 91 score. Let's start to alternate. We'll do Stadium Club 92 Series 3 in the cellophane paper. The channel is Junk Wax Genius. If you're going to give me a hard time about this not being true wax, submit a comment and we will get the paperwork going to give you a full refund. That's my pledge to you. For every penny you've spent, I will give you a full refund. Whoa, a little sticking, little bricking. So we got to crack these guys. We've got Darren Reed. Can we get the focus here? See, borderline Bowman pick. At least he's swinging the bat. At least there's that. Can we focus? Can I get the camera to focus? Maybe there's too much going on. Maybe there's too much in the background. And camera just needs something to focus on. There we go. Darren Reed. Kyle Abbott. It's like a yearbook picture. That's not exciting. Stand next to the fence, Chris. Let me get your picture. Chris Jones. Sammy Sosa. All right. Bill Pacoda. Andy Ashby. At least he's trying to catch a baseball instead of pretending like he's just standing there. Phil Stevenson, another Bowman pick. Rick Parker. Tim Sherrill. Bowman pick. Look at that harsh shadow. Terrible. Just awful. And then we get this one, like Howard Johnson, Member's Choice. That's cool. Nice lighting, cool pose. Little thought went into it. That's nice. Tony Pena having a good laugh. Charlie Hayes. Horizontal card there for Rodney McRae. Dave Martinez and Tom Edens. Let's take a look at the backs. You know what's coming. Again, if you're subscribed to the channel, as I hope you are, we look for something called cardception. That's where the card on the back is the exact same picture as the card on the front. Darren Reed, no. No, no. I mean, a lot of these guys had not been in the majors for long. A lot of 90, 91 is their debut card. And in 1992, there were 900 cards in the set. So a lot of guys, their first baseball card was this 92 Stadium Club. All right, there's that. Let's go ahead and do some 91 score. For all the doubles, all the duplicates we've gotten, kind of annoyed that we only got the one run of like the Nolan Ryan, Will Clark, Ricky Henderson bit. Let's see what else we get. There's Lance Parrish again. Steve Sax. I'm telling you, Jose Canseco. There you go. Alan Trammell, Tim Raines, Rafael Valdez, Carl Rhodes, Jeremy Burnitz again, Lance Dixon, Rob Deere, Mike Boddicker, Marty Barrett, Gary Gaetti. John Brand, thank you. Good night. I do appreciate the support. Thank you for being here. All right, Jonathan Wanchuk has crossed into possible parody, and I'm not sure if you're pulling my chain or not. I know Larry Walker is Canadian. I'm not sure if you're honest or not about Larry Walker's dad working at the O-Pee-Chee printing press in Canada. Odds are, I mean, there's only like, I don't know, 900 people that live in Canada, so it's possible. Anything is possible. Mike Heath, cousin Gary Templeton, and Jack Morris. There's our first Jack Morris of the night, I think. All right. 3 score packs left. Let's do 91 Flair. This is the one some people call the Yellow Monster. It's packaged in pure wax paper. No gum to damage everything, though, so that's a benefit. Look through real quick. Who do we have? We've got the Pirates, the Cardinals, the Blue Jays, and the Rangers as our team logo stickers. And I don't see any black borders here for our Provisions, so maybe another time. Yellow and bright. That is right, Dewey. Do not adjust your set. Do not adjust your phone. Do not adjust your screen. These really are yellow. Denny Walling, Derek Bell, Dave Hansen, Fred Lynn, Dave Magadan, Pete O'Brien, Ryan Sandberg, there's our guy again, nice, Robbie Thompson, Tim Leana, Don Carmen, Danny Darwin, Chris Nabholz, Bowman pick, Dave Johnson, and Kent Herbeck. All right, I don't know what anybody expected out of 91 Flair, but I'm going to say we got exactly what we deserved. Three packs of 91 score left. We'll do some more rotation, and yet to come here, we'll go ahead and tease these. We'll do 92 Upper Deck and 93 Top Series 1. This one could have a Derek Jeter in it. I love opening the 93 tops. There's Jamie Navarro, Daryl Hamilton, Brian Downing, Kurt Manwaring, oh, and Mark Grace getting into it right there at the dish. That's awesome. Great picture. For any Cubs collectors out there, does that count as a Mark Grace cameo card? I think it's got to. That's awesome. Steve Fry. There's Daryl Irvine, Tim McIntosh, Julio Valera, Luis Rivera, Steve Lyons, Greg Harris, Brady Anderson, our third Matt Williams of the night, Mike Pagliarulo, Hubie Brooks, and Jim DeShays. So serious, but not really serious. So many duplicates, but only one so far of Will Clark and Nolan Ryan. And that was like out of the third or fourth pack we opened. Kind of disappointing. All right, 92 Upper Deck, find the Williams. We're also on the lookout for Weird Eyes. That's where the photos got retouched in such a way that the whites of the eyes have unusual contrast, unnatural contrast, let's say. Luis Salazar. Now, these are going to go every which way, of course. Tim Cruz. Something about the color just in general of 92 Upper Deck. Kind of weird. There's Mark Whitten. Great swing. And again, love the racing stripes on the pant legs and the jersey sleeves, and even the side panels there that the Guardians are bringing back for their City Connect uniforms. One of my favorite features. Love that. Randy Tomlin. Perennial All-Star, Andres Galarraga. Cool. Paul O'Neill. Nice card. Milt Thompson. Joe Girardi coming out from behind the plate. Nice card. Cal Daniels. George Bell. Is that Paul O'Neill too? They're both wearing their BP jerseys. They might just be, and that's got to be Chris Sabo, right? It's got to be Chris Sabo. There he is. It's got to be an all-star game kind of thing. Tip your hat. George Bell. All right. There's Dave Henderson. Chris Hammond. Patrick Lennon. Oh, look at that. Manny Ramirez. Nice card. And Brian Downing. Brian Downing's got a little bit of the weird eyes. Can I get a little cooperation from the camera here? Brian Downing's eyes are shaded, but the contrast between the whites of his eyes and his pupils, I don't think that's quite right. Anyway, let's focus on Manny Ramirez. Nice card. Top prospect 92. Very cool. All right. We'll put that one in the pile. We've got 2 more packs of score here. 1 more pack of non-score. We've got our 93 tops standing by. We begin this pack with Dave Spaghetti, Mark Langston, Johnny Ray, and Lee Guterman. There's Derek May, Don Peters, Roger Clemens, Big Head, Bobby Thigpen, Big Head, Luis Rivera, Steve Lyons, Greg Harris, Brady Anderson, Pete Smith. I hope I'm saying that right. John Smoltz, great. Junior Felix and Tom Glavine. Smoltz and Glavine almost back to back. That rules. Very excited about that. Sincerely excited about that one. All right, let me get things a little bit organized here on my desk before we get to our last 2 packs of the night. Thank you, Dewey. Cool cards indeed. Always exciting. Let's go ahead and do another pack of 91 Score Series 1, and we'll finish strong with the 93 Tops Series 1. Maybe we'll get that Jeter. Another Steve Sax. Kind of a running joke here. Alan Trammell, at least, Tim Raines, and Tony Phillips. Got Von Hayes, Dan Petrie, Brian McRae, Terry Shumpert again, Franklin Stubbs, Kent Herbeck, Nelson Liriano, and Steve Jeltz. Matt Williams one more time, Mike Pagliarulo, Hubie Brooks, and Jim Deshaies. All right, well, I wish Matt Williams were my PC guy and not Will Clark if I had to pick a giant, because we got like 9 of them in this box. 9 Matt Williams, 1 Will Clark. We'll take what we get. You know, we get what we get, and we don't get upset. All right, I'll live with it. That's right, Barry. Steve Saxophone. Nice use of emoji there for Steve Sax. All right, this is our last pack of the night, and I mean it. We're coming up here on an hour and a half, so I got to call it on the West Coast feed here. This is 1993 Topps Series 1. You get 15 cards. There is 1 Topps Gold card in there. Could it be the Derek Jeter draft pick? Let's find out together. They've abandoned the wax paper by now and gone with straight up cellophane. We've had good luck from this box so far. I believe I found 2 of the Jeter draft pick cards out of the box. I have not found them in the gold form though. So fingers crossed, fingers and toes. Let's see. Oh, that's not Derek Jeter, but we'll try to save that at least for the middle of the pack. We've got Joe Oliver, Scott Livingstone, Topps All-Pro rookie, Andre Dawson, nice, Mariano Duncan, Steve Olin, rest in peace. Our gold card is Mark Langston. Not a superstar, but a very solid pitcher for the late 80s, early 90s California Angels. Oh, that's a cool one. Should have been Greg Maddux. That's cool. Mike Flanagan. Kirby Puckett. Whoa, that bat is way too big. There's no way that's a regulation bat. What is going on here? What in the wide, wide world is... Barry, I got a Will Clark autograph through the mail a long time ago. That's awesome. Did you mail it off to Candle, or I guess, what was it, like AT&T or Pac Bell Park or whatever? Let me know where you sent it to. I would love to get a Will Clark autograph through the mail. It sounds like fun. There's Kirby Puckett. Carrying, I mean, that's just a novelty bat. That's ridiculous. There's no way. Come on. Come on. Benito Santiago, Andy Van Slyke, Jay Bell, Tim Hewlett, Darren Lewis, and Jack Morris, one of his last seasons there with the Blue Jays. All right, that's going to do it. He does have a pretty autograph. I've got one. Let me, I just happen to have this one right over my shoulder. Will Clark autograph from 90, what is that? Nope, 23 Stadium Club. The most recent Stadium Club. Autographed rainbow foil. I think this is out of 10. Yep, this is numbered 1 out of 10. So one of my favorite cards, probably my rarest card, especially with that #1 designation. I don't have many. I mean, for being my PC guy, I don't have many Will Clark autograph cards. Saw this one on eBay, had to get it. Rainbow foil from the most recent Stadium Club. One of my favorites. So that's why it sits right behind me on a special perch. There you go. Special sneak peek into the Junk Wax Genius PC of Will Clark cards. One of my autographs. So, all right. Thanks everybody for joining this live stream. I really do appreciate it, especially the super chats. Not expected and kind of dumbstruck at those things coming through. So thanks for being a part of it. Y'all, please join me on the next ones. I'll try to do them more often, especially these West Coast ones where I stay up a little later and reach an audience that might not get a lot of this East Coast love. So thanks for being here. I do appreciate it. Coming up on 90 minutes. This is awesome. Thank you for watching Junk Wax Genius. Please do like, subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you tomorrow with 2 packs on the channel. Thanks for watching Junk Wax Genius.